Greetings! Once again you join me. Seems as though my tales continue to brighten your day. Tales of mystery, adventure, danger, and death. Of course, these tales always have meaning to them all. And that's what today's portion will be. You see, the Dragon's Promise and its crew, well, glittering gold is always such a temptation, and they found out some interesting things. But this means, while they have a little bit of time, and things are getting a little bit in order before they go to the big island in the north they now own, well, there's some interesting rumors, treasures to find out about. And these rumors, well, you can see that sometimes following rumors lead to great treasure, other times great danger. So sit down and enjoy me tale, me friend. Drink a little bit of rum and enjoy the tale once more. Greetings! It is I, your illustrious game master, Dracovin. Welcome to Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. Yes, it is time for the continuing adventures in Golarion. The Shackles have been the brunt of our time here, but technically you've been on the continent a little bit. Port Peril is technically on the continent, but you know,
True.
It's Shackles adjacent.
It's technically still in the region known as the Shackles.
It's just like
Yep.
continental. I guess the one that's closest to being like outside of it was when you were down in Rickety Squib's the Slithering Coast.
Yeah, we haven't gone. Well, I guess Blood Cove. We've been near there, right?
I think you visited Blood
Yeah.
Cove once.
No, we
Oh,
ended
no, we
up
were
right
over
over here.
here.
Why you had everything
Yeah.
placed
But
over
this
here.
is here. We haven't been over to here yet.
Yeah, Blood Cove
Yeah.
was a place that it was another big city you could trade at, and it's nearby, relatively speaking. So, like, if you couldn't get to Quant or Port Peril for whatever reason, or like, you know, you just had sold a lot in there and you want to go to another big city because, you know, for various reasons like that, that's a place to go to. But yes,
Okay.
so a lot of equipment has been handed out to a lot of people as, like, these big treasures that technically I was supposed to give them because, you know, these villains that perhaps the adventure assumes you kill keep getting away. I just listened to the opportunities of them getting away. The game really assumes that you are lucky and don't have them get away. I don't know. Sometimes it's like the assumptions are just weird.
We're bad at planning.
It assumes you can roll.
Look,
True. We are also generally unlucky.
I feel like it's equivalent to Adamantine Trapdoor. I'm told that tale. It's a terrible tale, but it definitely is an equivalency to that.
Every game I run has an adamantine trapdoor somewhere in it that you can loot.
Crap, I forgot to fix this one over here. And
I don't believe this.
We'll be over here.
You haven't found them yet. They're there, though.
I'll switch over to the map.
They don't.
Schrodinger's trapdoor, is it there or is it not?
Exactly.
Alright.
I can't believe it's there.
So
Until I see it.
you've broken down some treasures you had gotten. You're getting the ship repaired. You're preparing for the expedition.
Yes.
To the nice and wonderful place known as the Island of Empty Eyes. But in the meantime, there's a couple of rumors that you talked about following, as you were hearing some various rumors in taverns and stuff. And one of them that seemed to bring a interest to Yaalkol's ears, of course, was the shipwreck in a bottle, which we talked about last time. Of course, this means you have to get to Olo to follow the trail. They're probably tympanic membranes, so they're kind of like other reptiles.
They're cool with these weird fleshy human ears now.
They're internal ears, thank you very much. You just don't notice them. They're these nice little brown fleshy spots.
I'm just thinking of the aura, whatever how you say it, from Final Fantasy,
The
and like
horns that are technically ears.
their ears are like their horns. Like no matter what the shape of the horns, that's what their ears are. And you can know this for a fact because when you're wearing when you can see the ear the earrings you have on, it's on the horns.
If you're asking how that's ever biologically explained, it isn't.
It isn't. There's no holes that are obvious.
Look, see, I just fixed it by saying like it's reptile ears. That fixes it instantaneously.
He is a big reptile.
Yeah.
No, that's fair for him, but I mean, I don't think the aura are really reptiles. They're kind of like mammal reptile things.
Look, don't Final Fantasy doesn't explain anything ever.
Don't expect Final Fantasy to make sense.
Look,
I don't. I love it. Hey, listen.
Also, I, as Misty, I need to talk to Yaalkol.
Oh, good talk to you.
Yaalkol, when he's on the ship, is generally either walking around the deck, helping with random tasks as needed, or in his office, messing around with this this compass thing.
All right, I will attempt to find you. Are you in the thinking closet currently?
No, I will say I'm messing around with the compass at this point.
All right, I will politely knock on your cabin door.
Come in. Yeah.
Why have I clicked this path? Captain.
What's up, Misty?
There's some business I need to take care of. I'm afraid I will need to depart the ship for it.
Yaalkol leans back in his chair, eyeing you, and says, "Is this for good?"
It will make me able to help you more.
You're coming back?
I do intend to return, yes.
Alright. Surely approved.
I will need to go to, what the hell was this fucking island called? Devil's Arches? Yeah. I'll need to go to the Devil's Arches and be dropped off.
straight north of Port Peril.
Yeah, it's just up here.
Probably can drop Misty off at Mez Trubel.
Right.
We're here.
Okay, so then we would go there first.
This would be the next largest port because Hell Harbor's.
I was just seeing if we were going to Olo or here first.
Yeah.
Right? So you were definitely dropping you off first. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
like you could probably Misty could probably drop at Mez Trubel and could go to whichever port or city is necessary. Then pretty easily overland.
I'll let Revia know about our new destination, I guess.
Thank you.
Should I tell the rest of the band, boss?
Yes. When one is speaking to me, is it the dwarf?
It's the dwarf!
He appears out of fucking nowhere.
I kind of figured. He's got dwarves everywhere.
In reality, there's like a dwarf. There's a head size.
In here. I know I live with Revia, and I know that's confusing me. You don't also live here.
I imagine
you a
dwarf-sized
just
crawl
like
space.
Conkabar's. Conkabar's HR jar is already overfilled. We've gotten him a second one. I'll get you one now.
And the best part is that he keeps drilling like dwarf-sized holes to get up in, and then seals them again, and makes a new one.
Yeah.
It's magic he has.
He's got a magic saw.
He just mends it.
Let them know that Lucian will be in charge.
Aye. He goes into your closet.
Just vanishes.
It just vanishes.
He just.
What the fuck?
He actually has a cape with a mountain bag.
He just has a cape with a mountain.
Yaalkol just gestures wildly. This is every day.
You get used to it.
No! I don't like it. Why is he like this?
You see, he might have been dropped a few times.
He knows so much. He's so useful. Every single time we need to ask a question, he seems to know it.
He's a very smart boy, yes.
It's brilliant and terrifying.
You hear a knock on the window out back?
That's underwater! What is he doing?
I hear lots of things. Then he, like, pulls himself back up on a rope.
I have a magic shirt that makes me walk on water. No person should be able to scare me. This is really uncomfortable. Also, I'm beginning to think that I don't exactly have a lot of pull with the crew. You know, fear-wise, they seem way too comfortable with me.
I'll be honest, you're really not that scary.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that picture.
Like, when enemies first look at you, sure, it's really terrifying, but when they hear you speak, it tones it down a little bit. But I will say, you've gotten much better at speaking. This is the first full conversation we've ever had.
Yeah, the gestures at the headband. It's made it a little bit easier to kind of say what I'm thinking. Before, I was like, getting the words out was really difficult. But...
That's good.
All right, Misty. I guess people hug when they say goodbye. Do you want me to do that?
As long as you don't break my spine.
I've never done that. So, Yaalkol will walk up. Once again, whenever you hug Yaalkol, anybody hug Yaalkol before, he kept his arm by his side. So Yaalkol will walk up very uncomfortably, like an 8th grader at a dance, put his hands on your hips for a second, and then take his hands off and say, "I'll miss you," and then walk out.
Actually,
again,
me, except for the weird hip touching part.
What the fuck? That's like, sure.
He's better. He's expressing what he's trying to.
He's being fixed.
You gotta get him like a plus 18 charisma.
Yes.
It doesn't happen overnight, and also his intelligence wasn't increased at all.
No, he's still not the smartest lad, but he tries his best.
You didn't take that headband?
I took the headband that gave me wisdom and charisma.
Which is
Yeah,
arguably
I gave you
better.
my old headband.
That's all.
Yeah, so basically I got a little bump. My wisdom was a 14, so now it's a 16. But my charisma's now a 9. So the thing is that Yaalkol has been like sort of getting what's going on, but never able to articulate it, and now he's able to articulate it.
You have equal charisma to Misty currently.
Alright.
I have a lot of charisma right now. That dress kind of helped a lot.
Rio has 22 charisma.
Yeah, Jacub has
Charisma's my
10
highest
crit.
stat.
Real
Rio's only good at lying for charisma stats. He can only bluff.
Listen, I have a Dex Con Whiz character. My charisma is my highest stat. So, you know, things are kind of weird nowadays.
Yeah,
Looks like you're going up in the world, man.
it really do be like that.
Alright. Misty will...
Yeah. So to the Devil's Arches.
Yeah.
I'm
Jump
like,
into the jump.
I like walk back on the dress, or on the ship after saying bye to my parents because we were leaving today. And I look like I'm fuck. How do you say, what's the word for, like, not pleased? There's a word.
Upset?
Disappointed.
Annoyed, bothered. Okay, yeah, like that, because I'm in this, like, gaudy gown.
Oh,
that
so you just
doesn't
like
look-
you look very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I which it's like, I used to look like a cool pirate with like a, you know, like a robe with like metal armor, and now I'm in a gown that just protects me magically. And I look a lot less intimidating.
We could have given it to Yaalkol.
Yaalkol, who's very good at reading people's emotions now, but still not great on the social cues. Will walk up. I'm awkwardly standing at the bow of the ship because I walked out of my own office in that situation, and I just sort of standing around trying to pretend like I came out here for a reason. Then I realized you came up and didn't realize this is a perfect transition for me to get the fuck back to my office. So I walk over to you and I say, "Your dress looks, you look."
Shut up. I just walked past you.
Captain, if you have some time, You are now a pirate lord, and I was thinking that we would upgrade your outfit
Yeah,
even
donkey
more.
boy.
We're leading
Not
court.
yet.
Personal tailor is here.
Once, not yet.
Ah,
Once the island is fixed up, before we throw the party, though.
good. That sounds like a great time for it. I just wanted to check in with you. As your
But I
personal
agree.
tailor and quartermaster.
And I'm gonna be looking to you to help me plan this party, Conkabar. I want this thing to be big. I want it to scream that I am worthy to be on the Pirate Council. And when I
I know
think
a few things
style,
about
when
pirate.
I think style and grace, I think Conkabar.
I know a few things about parties, and I have a few friends I could call in for favors of here in Port Peril once we've got the island established.
Of course. We'll talk later. We should
Walk
get a
in.
drink sometime, I think.
Excellent,
did that.
Captain. Excellent.
So
I
like,
walk
are
in.
you-
I walk into my me and Yaalkol's room. Is Misty? Has Misty left
Dude,
yet?
Misty's
It's been like,
still there.
Still there, confused.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Well, I was talking to him, and then he.
Oh God.
I think he tried to hug, but he just kind of, you know.
This is the
Not
first time you're seeing me. To know you're also seeing me in the dress
Oh.
for the first time, and
You
I'm
know?
visibly
I'll
displeased.
kind of look over, you know. I'll be honest. Still not my type, and I'll leave.
Who asked? It just gives armor. It protects me magically. God. Oh, my reputation. Oh no.
Yaalkol will sheepishly come back in 30 minutes and then sit down at his desk and continue to play with the
Exactly
compass.
30 minutes.
I'm plotting the course at the moment, so I have the map open, and it doesn't have Hell's Arches because I haven't been told about it yet. But
No,
I assume
you
that
have
gets
not.
fixed pretty quickly.
Well, yeah, so I'll come in and say, Misty is going to be stepping off for a little while, so we're going to make a stop off at the Devil's Arches. What was the place you said? Pex?
I think you
What-
will have to land here because Pex is a town of like 500 people.
Miss Drubal? Gotcha.
Mesdrubal
well,
is a little bit.
And then it'll be
bigger.
kind of an overland trip.
Cool. So I will.
I mean, I could drop you off with a rowboat. Might just row into packs.
Up to you.
Well,
yeah, whatever's more convenient for.
whichever's fine. Pex also, I guess, because I did a little research, does technically have like a lot of Parisian traders there and warehouses and stuff, so it probably does have a small port.
Yeah, we'll go to packs. Well, and then we'll go to our mission.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, and then to Ola.
All right. You'll head off, and of course, be able to land at Pex. Pex, of course, is a ramshackled town. Not great. It is definitely known, as we said, for the Parisian merchants. But easily you can go into the smaller port there, if you want to. Your ship could probably head into port too, but you would most likely have to communicate with the local pirate lord if you did that. If you just want to drop Misty off, probably anchoring nearby and then just rowing in.
Little
is
rowboat.
easy, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll have some of the crew just take a rowboat with Misty, and then we'll row the boat back to us, and then
Yeah, you can
We'll
probably
we'll
just
head off.
drop Misty off
Alright.
like a few miles outside of Pex, just like a short walk. Away.
Yeah. we don't want to deal with the bullshit of a
The local.
pirate lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably a loser anyway.
I gotta be honest with you. One of the things I fucking despise about this most recent upgrade to our position is all the talking to people that we have to do. Because everyone needs to be so.
Y'all
goddamn
cool.
talkative.
We've always been talking to people. It's just you've not paid attention.
Yeah, just because they go on. It's just why? Who cares?
Nothing's
Yeah.
changed, y'all cool.
I get it. Chelix is sending people here. Let's just kill them. I feel like people just talk too much Instead, they can just like say a little bit and do stuff.
So why say things when acts do great? Is that what you said to me?
Yeah. If an action would prove better, why talk about it? That's what I do.
All right, easy enough. You
Let's
drop
go.
Misty off, and Misty will head for Pex. The rest of the ship will depart, heading west. The journey to Olo is probably about a week's time, honestly. Maybe a little less. I think the winds are probably with you, so it probably takes a little bit better. Though it's a kind of like, a little like a twisted route. But eventually you will arrive in the town of Olo. Now, you visited Olo before. It is a very rough town, to be sure.
Where the doctor's at.
It's where the doctor's at. Yeah.
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah,
On
on
Yeah.
Shark
Shark
Island.
Island.
Yeah. And it is ruled by another member of the Pirate Council, Avamar Sornash.
I'll have to say hi to him.
That would probably be practical since he is a member of the Pirate Council and would be aware of your overall assignment at this point in time and plans. You know, whether or not he would care too much, that's up to each individual.
Yeah.
The werewolf.
This is the werewolf dude. Yes.
It's the werewolf guy.
Oh, I like this guy. This guy's why as hell.
Well, he's. Yeah.
He is
Yeah,
currently not in town.
Okay.
Oh, well, then we don't have to say hi.
Leave a fruit basket and a thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have to leave like a message that like we came by, or is if he's not here, just like who fucking cares? He's not here.
Probably, whoever's at the docks would inquire information.
Yeah. Well, does he ask anything important, or is it mostly
Well,
just like walk over?
word of your ascension to the council has certainly come around.
The classic hey, dumbass, why you here?
This is probably someone that works directly for him, so he's like, word of your ascension to the Pirate Council. What brings you here? Rumor has it that you have an island that you're now ruling over.
And we're here because of the rumors of the ship, right? Or the ship in the bottle?
Yeah, shipwreck in a bottle.
Shipwreck in a bottle, yeah.
Yeah.
So
We have an acquaintance of ours to ask some questions.
I understand. Friends in various places ask questions, so you're stopping by here, I guess, beforehand. Well, I will inform the captain that you stopped by. Sure he'll want to know about it. Unfortunately, since your ascension, there has been some business in Port Barrel, and he still remains there for a little while.
tell him next time I roll through here. I sail through here. If he's in town, I'll buy him a drink.
I'm sure he would be most pleased with that. Well, enjoy your stay here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. So,
I'm pulling up the legend so I can see.
So when we get our own town, who's going to be...
She was run out of
Our
Olo. Someone examined her
run
work,
out of-
claiming to see gold spilling out one of her wrecks, while a miniature crew desperately signaled for help.
Okay.
It is rumored that a large percentage of her collection was not taken with her from Olo, but where it would be right now is unknown.
Maybe we ask our good friend, the doctor,
Sure.
if he has any knowledge of this, since he's the only person we know in Olo.
He is actually the only person we know.
Okay, yeah, you can go find...
Yeah.
Gonna offer some money? Get yelled at?
Shut up! You weren't there for that, right? Different character.
We now know that he has a lot of money. Because he took fucking half of that haul.
Yeah, well, we didn't realize he was fucking loaded, okay?
This guy's like caked up, so like we don't need to really...
Like,
Yeah.
50 gold to any normal peasant, it's like a lot of money.
I know, I'm not blaming you. That was pretty reasonable to me. It's not... We didn't know he was fucking secretly...
Filthy rich.
So
Oh,
you will
easy under
find
the hell.
Hallius Finch. Hey, gentlemen, my good associates, what brings you back to Olo? More piratey business. I'm afraid my knowledge of ships and shipwrecks has kind of run its course.
Well, we were going to ask you about something else. Yes,
Well.
if you heard anything.
Yeah, hear of epoxy peg pearls?
Name does sound familiar. Let me think.
He was called a witch,
Ah,
but she was known for crafting ships and bottles.
I do believe I remember that. It was, a little bit before my time here in town. But I heard some of the rumors about it afterwards. It was still fresh on people's minds. As you recall, I retired from ship's doctoring to the town here to become a doctor in town. This was a few decades ago. I probably had some time left in the shipping business if I really wanted to, but the opportunity to settle down somewhere and start your own business, etc. And my connections, of course, led us to the treasure hunt which we reclaimed. Regardless, I'm off topic here. I remember the stories I heard. If you want a little bit more details, I can tell you of a few folks that might know. There's a elderly barkeep that might know a little bit of more of the story. Goes by the name Largan.
Larkin.
Yes. Tanis Largan. He owns a bar known as the Carl Calf.
Carl?
Carl Calf. I'm probably misspelling that a little bit because I can't remember how to spell Carl ever. Carl. Coral.
Oh, coral.
Coral. Yeah.
Like
When you said Carl,
the thing in
I
the
wrote
ocean, or-
Carl.
I do that a lot. Coral. Yes. Coral.
Yeah, it's coral.
Mhm.
Coral. Yeah, I think so. But it's not corral.
Yeah. He's much older than I.
It's golden corral.
And might know and might remember a few more details. But when I recall from hearing about the story, there was a woman who supposedly used witchcraft to create her shipwreck, her bottles and ships and them. She was run out of town for that. I believe she had a place nearby to town, a little outside of it. Not exactly sure where, but as far as I know, it's never been resettled. Rumors of being cursed, that sort of thing, pertained for long periods, and since then it was just abandoned, honestly. Largan would probably
You don't know
more.
what direction?
Again, I'm recalling a rumor that I heard secondhand a few decades ago.
Thank you, friends, for the lead to our friend Largan.
Yes,
Um,
I hope he can help you.
I shake his hand.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we head out because I don't think giving this guy any money will mean anything.
Nope.
No,
He's fucking loaded.
Yeah.
So-
How
willing to help
loaded
you
is he?
guys. You guys made
He has
sure
like
he
6
was.
plunder.
He has he's like 6,000 gold. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot. But he doesn't buy magic items,
Yeah.
so 6,000
Yeah,
gold
that's-
is like living money
Well,
for the rest of his life plus
to
some.
be clear, he has more than 6,000 gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had money before we came along.
He had he had some money before. Now he really has money, so it's like now he's like, I don't have to do work ever again. I can live pretty.
Yeah.
But he's also a doctor too, so
We might be able to
imagine
poach
he's
this
so-
dude to be a doctor on our island.
I
Wow,
think
alright, great.
that was going to be
Fucking
the before I leave. I say to him, "Hey, Doc, You attached to Ola?
Not necessarily. Why?
Well, I just got my own island. It needs some work, and it's going to take a little bit of time. But when things are ready, when the town's getting erected, I'd love to have a doctor, particularly one that I know and can know and respect, to open up a place there. If you were one of the founders, you would be benefiting from some subsidies. I look at Revia and like open my smile at you.
Of course, once it's safe enough to have you there, we could definitely use a doctor to help with the settlement of the island too. You'd be duly compensated. If you're willing, if you want to put in the work for it. You obviously don't need to.
I'll consider it.
Figured it'd be a
Well,
nice way to end your retirement with some island living. Do some doctoring on the side.
I'll consider it. Alright, so, it doesn't take you long to find your way to the Coral Calf. It's a pirate bar. Most bars in this town are, of course, pirate bars, because, you know, it's pirate towns.
The fucking Shackles.
The place is, like, it's a little, like, kind of run down. It looks like one of the windows is broken open currently, and has, like, what looks to be, like a table blocking the way on the inside. It sounds like there's, like, some, like, music going on. Like an accordion, like one of those hand accordions is, like, you know, being played, and like someone is singing out some like sea shanties.
Yeah, and this guy's the owner of the tavern, right?
Yes, he's the barkeep.
So I'm gonna, we'll sing along for a bit, and then I'll make my way with the party to approach this guy.
Tanis Largan is a elderly gentleman, an elderly dwarven gentleman.
Oh, no.
So he's probably very old. He seems to have one eye, and from what you can see, his other eye is probably mostly blind. It's kind of a little milky and stuff, but you notice he still is like, seems to like know where everything is, grab the correct thing. Does his job perfectly as he's, like, doing drinks and stuff. What'll it be for ya?
I'll take a tall boy, please, and 2 shot.
He quickly mixes something up, and says,
Jacob!
What?
You're not gonna be drinking that much right now. What the hell?
Put it in a to-go cup.
What?
To go?
I give him my flat.
Ignore him! Get us some ale. Please find barkeep.
Oh my
Jacob,
God.
don't let him tell you how to drink.
You're not drinking either.
This whole time.
I wasn't drinking. I said Jacob can drink if he wants to.
For someone in a ridiculous dress, you sure are judgmental.
I hate you.
Hey, I like your dress. It makes you look really regal. It's cute.
Stop noticing.
Oh, God.
Now. We already had our allotted fist fights for the week.
Trust me, it wouldn't be much of a fight in fist if it's between me and him. I look to this crotty
I'm
wizard.
sure you can do a good job. Either of you.
Well,
Your ales. She'll kind of like drop him on the bar.
I will. I'll pick up the drink and just cheers to the crew, and then take it. I will just chug the drink and put it down. Then put the empty glass down, and then say, "All right." Wait, this is the guy?
Yes.
No, he's saying that in game.
How cool that says that.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, this
So-
is the guy?
Mr. Largan.
Mister. No one calls me Mister. It's Largan.
My bad.
What can I do
Largan.
for you? Something other than drinks?
We're looking for a little bit of information.
Oh, information. Well, as a barkeep, I certainly hear a lot of information. Don't see as much as I used to.
Yaalkol is unironically laughing with all these things. He finds him very funny.
I will you know the rumor about that one poxy pearls?
He's gonna kind of stroke his white graying beard and be like, "That's a name I haven't heard for quite a number of years. Good old Peg. No matter what people said about her, as he's like getting another drink for Yaalkol, actually at this point in time, since you chugged it down, she's like, people said a lot of terrible things about that lady. But when she and her crew came in, she'd always use my bar for drinks. And as much as she might have had some form of dark and twisted magic, she never used it on anybody in here, that's for sure.
I mean, like, how many people in the Shackles has dark and twisted magic?
Plenty of people
Every
do.
other island. Yeah. We're trying to figure out the location of her supposedly cursed home.
You mean the old lighthouse?
Mm. Is that where it's at?
Aye. There's an old lighthouse along the coastline. Back in the old days, it was the first lighthouse assembled and built in the early times of Olo. There's a newer one now to the east, in a better location. But this was built in the west. The building was a little run down when Peg took it over. But it was a great place for her to see keep an eye on her ship and not necessarily keep it in port. She had a difficult relationship with the pirate lord of the time.
Mm. So out west, you said? Out of town?
Aye.
Like, how far west? Is there like a discernible...
What if it's a lighthouse? We'll see it. They'll stand out.
Perhaps like a mile at most outside town. Okay. It's on a bit of a bluff, a little bit of a raise, still along the coast.
And any truth to these rumors of curses on the house, or is it just old pirate talk?
Look, if you're interested in her curse or her magic, I can probably tell you a few things about Peg. I knew some things. I told you the pirate lord of town and her had a tense relationship. Well, the reason was because he was her brother-in-law.
Mm.
Now, saying that means something, but it also means a lot of different things. You see, Peg started out as a crew member on a ship, and her husband-to-be, the captain. She found her way up into the officer's position and eventually, of course, married and had a family. That was until their firstborn child was, born not breathing. A tragedy. The attitude changed with the captain of that ship at the time. Turned her aside, said it was her fault, cursed her. Threw her on the island. This destroyed the woman for a while. I don't know how much the rumors are true, but rumor has it, at the time, she made a deal with some kind of dark power, and used that power to strike down her former husband. Now, when she came aboard, it was her brother-in-law, pirate lord of our town, who was looking after her. Perhaps he blamed her for his brother's death, but not 100%. I feel that's the reason that he didn't run her out of town or have her killed. Something was going on there. But regardless, Peg would stop by town, spend some booty, head back to her lighthouse, continue her craft. Her ship would dock nearby, take a rowboat to it, and they repeat the process. She pirated for a good number of years. Until apparently the rumors of her collection of ships and models being a little bit more cursed than others. Not sure if that is something that happened. Perhaps you'd have to see for yourself. No one thinks she took the rest of her stuff with her. By this time, she'd tired of her pirating. Her ship had moved on. First mate had become the new captain. She went off in a small craft. Perhaps, nay, half her belongings, perhaps less, and just disappeared. She was old at the time. Human. I doubt she's still alive. Would have been in her 80s when she was run out of town. Been over 30 years since then. Not to say humans couldn't live that long, but it's a rarity and usually requires a lot more magic than I think that one ever had. Deals with dark powers or not.
We're gonna make our way over there and see what's what.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
If there is a curse, well, I'll at least warn you there could be one.
No, it's not on you.
Of course.
All you did was tell us the story.
I, put down a coin, platinum coin, and I think we take our leave unless someone has questions.
He'll take a look, kind of bite into it, and then just drop it in his coffers.
And we
All right.
head in.
Yep.
Okay, as we leave, can I ask, like, how often do you get a fake coin?
You'd be surprised when you
In
serve
the pirate
pirates.
Yeah, in a pirate town? Probably a
It's
lot.
unlikely someone is gonna do like a fake platinum coin though. That's probably rarer.
That seems like just the thing a pirate would do. They would make a bunch of fake platinum coins and
Make
try
it-
to pass them off.
Yeah, take like a silver coin, make Electrum.
That's why he just makes Electrum by accident.
That's amazing.
Fuck.
What's this strange currency? Electrum? Ah, who would want to use this? It's a terrible idea.
It's like half gold, half platinum, worth about, twice the cost of gold, but half the cost of platinum.
Sounds stupid.
Technically,
It
it's in
does
between
sound-
gold and silver. Not the
Oh,
platinum.
is it?
Yes. It's gold and silver, it's between.
Yeah.
Thank you, D&D. We continue to make fun of you. Anyway.
I like to use Electrum as like old ancient coins that have value to like certain people.
That's the perfect way to use it. Because it's so stupid otherwise.
Well, because it's like 10, 10, 5, 5, 10. Like,
It
why would you ever do that?
It disrupts the math system very well. Anyway, it is a little bit more than a mile outside of town along the western coast to head to the old lighthouse. Certainly is up on a little bit of a bluff in an area where there's a little bit of a rise, getting a nice view of the nearby waters. And certainly you do have a view of Olo and its kind of little bay and stuff too. So certainly this wouldn't be a bad location for a lighthouse, but it does seem a little farther outside of town, and maybe the eastern one is a little bit better for positioning and stuff like that. Honestly, the weather and location here isn't so bad that probably they have to use a lighthouse all the time. It's probably still manned and probably would have been certain weather conditions. Most of the time, the town is pretty good. Anyway, so the building is certainly in disrepair. It probably was in disrepair when when Peg had ownership of it, honestly. The top of the lighthouse seems a little damaged. Looks off like half of the top railing kind of collapsed away. It looks as though someone at least put some kind of wood repairs, kind of rather than, because it's a stone structure, you know, and part of like the top fell down, rather than like replacing the stone, looks like they just put some wood in place of it to try to like, you know, keep the rain and stuff from the weather from getting in. The top of the lighthouse, like the area where the like fires would have been lit, seems open. You can't really see any signs from down here about like the status of like that would have been, or anything's left in that. And the door to the place is closed up. It looks as though someone has chained up the main door, hammered in some like chains into the stone walls, and put a big old padlock right in front. There's a big old rusty padlock that seems to be blocking the door. With some chains.
It's a padlock.
Yeah. So it's like four. It's the four chains and kind of like the X with the padlock in the middle. And like the chains are like hammered into the walls around the sides of the door.
Are there like any openings in that like in the walls where the wood's like worn away?
Well,
It's a mostly stone structure, honestly. Like
we have.
It looks though the windows on the bottom floor are boarded up. Same with upper floor ones.
Rio.
What?
In the bag of holding, there's a new item we got, or an item we got. It's a chime of opening. I think it might be able to open these locks.
All right, let me see if I can find it. He'll get it from the bag and hand it to you.
I think what I have to do is I take this. It's like a hollow mithril tube, and I just point it at the lock.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of works like the doctor's like unlocking tool. It sends like a magical vibration, and the device functions against normal bars, shackles, chains, bolts, and so on. Automatic dispels, hold portal spells, or even arcane locks cast by a spellcaster of lower than 15th level.
Okay. So it is automatic dispels, hold portal, even arcane lock, spellcaster lower than 15. Chime is pointing on an item or gate to be loosened or open, which must fill unknown to the user. And it's not one of the spells mentioned, so you strike it. You make a caster level check, and you'd have plus 11 against the lock or binding, using the caster level in place of your own. DC check is equal to disable dice to open the lock or binding. Each sound only opens one form of locking, so a chest is chained, padlock, arcane locked. It takes 4 successful chimes to open it. Science Bolting gets the power of it. Brandon Shot could use a total of 10. Okay, so it has limited number of uses.
I didn't realize that. All right, we probably don't want to. All right, we don't want to use this on this. All right, I hand you back the chime of opening. Let's we can either break the door, or I have a spell that can shape us a new door into the stone.
I'll tell you, the chime opening hasn't been used before, so it is max uses. If you
cool. I will actually note that on the sheet.
Well,
we could break the door, or I can shape the stone.
I feel breaking the door
is a little disrespectful.
Disrespectful and unnecessary. Also,
I got this.
It's been tampered with.
I'm gonna pull out the sweet staff that you guys gave me.
All right.
I'm gonna shrink the door. Shrink item.
It's a shrink object. I don't know if that's how that works, but I will find out.
I don't know if you can you shrink a door?
I don't know. Is it an item?
Shrink object is a spell. Let's see. I've never used this spell ever, so I don't have any idea. Shrink item.
It is shrink item. One non-magical item. Within sight limits to 1/16 of its normal size, each dimension. Reduces the object size by 4 categories. Then you can download change noise on composition of cloth, like 1. Objects changed by a shrink item, so it can return to normal composition and merely size by tossing them into any solid surface.
2 cubic foot per level.
Well,
how big's the door?
Not that big.
Not. What's your caster level for this? What does it say?
It's 8. So 16 cubic feet.
A door does not have 16 cubic feet worth of material.
Yeah,
it's a lot less.
I would assume a door is a lot less than that.
That's a lot of fucking space.
Yeah.
Would my feats greater spell focus transmutation also count towards that?
It's an item, so probably not.
Staffs are like weird. I have to remember. I can't remember the staff. It doesn't really matter right now though, because you have more than enough like shrink magic in this. So the answer is yes. You can make a very tiny door that will fall away from where it was.
Smart thinking.
But
You take the door. You take the thing. Now there's just some chains that are kind of annoyingly in the way, as like the door just goes whoop. It kind of clunks to the ground as like a little thing.
All right.
I'm gonna pick it up and give it to Yaalkol. But here, put this in your pocket for later.
In 8 days, it'll just expand. I don't know how the spell works, so I have no idea this is a bad idea.
Yaalkol put it in his backpack.
Don't take. That's just rude.
Wait, didn't we just talk about not breaking the door
Yes.
because it was gonna be rude? Put the door back, y'all.
You're all rude.
God.
I take the little door and I just put it like I like lean it against the wall so so it stays there.
It's
And then I'll
it's
just walk
1/16 its size. It's like
Wait,
really tiny.
What happened to the
in. I
hinges?
just take this thing and I just
They're probably still in place, honestly.
Yeah, the doors. It's probably just the door itself, not the hinges.
Yeah.
like all the mechanical.
Oh, wait,
parts
but is
are
like the door broken? Is like there's wood pieces where the hinges were? How did that work?
Sorry,
I don't think this
I
matters.
think they just
Fine.
like it's magic. They shrunk away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Magic.
We're never
doesn't
gonna get
play
this
by
door back
physics.
on.
Yeah,
We're go. I mean, we
that's
fucked up
to
this
them,
door
man.
anyway.
It's up to them. I go and grab the chains. Are they actually like in the way, or can we just push?
I mean, you can get around them. They're not like blocking the way completely. It's sort of like more like you have to like think about, like, as I said, it was like an X in the middle that was preventing the door
so
because
you
the
have
door
to,
opens
like,
out.
Go on there.
Yeah, you kind of like go under it, which all of you can do. It's not
You also
impossible.
would probably have to get on all fours.
Yeah, Yaalkol would be the one that would have the hardest time getting under it, but yes, the rest of you might be able to just like kind of squeeze under it.
That's fine. Y'all cool can suffer a bit.
Alright.
Uh-huh.
That was a good solution.
The
Thanks.
room inside, the bottom floor seems to be some kind of living area. From what you can tell, it is dust covered, old, abandoned. Might have had some animals get in here at some point in time. It does look as though whoever lived here left in a hurry, of course. There's like a little like bed that's, you know, deteriorated after like 30 years. Like a dining room area, kind of like a stove. Various things like that. Looks to be like a small like area to store some food and things. You know, all this kind of stuff. That this looks to be the main like living area of this place.
Mm-hmm.
There's of course a spiral stair that is on the outside of the lighthouse. Leads up to upper floors.
I ask, hey Jacob,
What's
could
up?
you keep a detect magic running?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right.
I will have a detect secret doors running as well.
Okay.
So, I can use that at will with my goggles.
Neither of you are picking up anything in this area here, I will tell you. There doesn't seem to be any, like, detection of secret doors, and nothing magical, at least down on this floor. Again,
Okay.
you can tell that this place was hastily left. There's plenty of stuff that seems left behind that hasn't been disturbed in quite a while.
Let's clear out the lighthouse before we start searching through anything.
All right.
Heading up to the second floor, you'll find yourself in a open area that seems to be some kind of workshop of some kind. This is the area here that certainly stands out. There seems to be what looks to be... would any of you recognize what it looks like? Any of you have any craft
maybe?
skills?
I have craft carpentry.
Then I think
I have no.
Rio, you might recognize it as a person that does crafting. Granted, you learned carpentry, but you can recognize that this seems to be a glass blower's oven here.
For glass blowing.
There seems to be
You blow glass.
like a number of components related to that, and like it looks as though were some other things in here that have been removed. Like you can see spaces where like the patterns in materials and dust can obviously still tell after 30 years because there probably was dust and materials here before they were taken, you know, that were seemingly removed from this entire setup. There seems to be about half a dozen bottles in here. Jacub, you do sense some kind of magic on the bottles, but it looks as though whatever kind of magic is there is either incomplete or maybe the magic's faded away over time.
Is there a way that I can utilize my training in magical knowledge and spellcraft to like figure out what sort of idea or generally like what kind of spell they're made of?
Sure.
Tried to work on this?
Roll me a spellcraft check in this case.
Hoo-ha! 20. I rolled a 4?
Still, that's enough to give you a basic idea here. You'll kind of take a look closely at one of the bottles. Again, whatever magic on here, it might have been that like a magic item was in the middle of being created and was incomplete, or again, maybe the magic itself just over time has faded. Magic fades, especially like in certain circumstances. Like magic items can lose their powers depending on the circumstances and depending on the nature of them. Just usually that's really time consuming. Something that was not meant to be more permanent certainly could have lost a lot of magic. You get a sense there's a combination of some kind of magic that's both transmutation and conjuration on this bottle. The exact magic, again, it's so weak at this point in time, from either direction, because again, you're not sure exactly. You can't really tell what its nature is.
I'll pick it up and I'll like kind of sniff it, and knowing that I won't get transformed into anything, I'll like lick it and make it look like I'm just being weird with my examination, and then just whisper transmutation magic and not say anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Really know how to pick them, huh?
Sorry guys, I get a little excited, but I don't know. It seems like they were making magic items here, or may have left something behind.
That was our assumption, that these shipwrecks in a bottle were magical.
I didn't realize they would be made here, though. It's kind of cool.
Is there any complete ones?
Not on this floor. You think there's probably one more floor up, and then it leads to the top of the White House.
Well, let's hope we find something more usable on the top floor. Maybe that's where old Pearl left her valuables.
Wait, you think there would be more? That's friggin' sweet.
Heading to the top floor seems to be what could best be described as like a little study area. Certainly, there's a number of chests here to the one side and a chair, and the chests look to be like probably would have been used for treasure or loot at one time for pirates. They're certainly chests for plunder. But on the other wall is what looks to be about a dozen bottles, the ship's in them. In the middle of the floor is what looks to be the remains of a broken bottle, and all that seems to have from it inside it is just sand, as it was dropped on the floor. As you begin to examine the bottles and take a look at them, you will notice two things very easily. Each one seems to be showing off some form of shipwreck, something horrible that could happen at sea. And those of you with half-decent perception can begin to notice the subtleties of it. Each one seems to be in motion, as if it's like the last few seconds of a scene. One of them seems to be a ship that was caught up in some kind of storm and was being pushed over by waves, flooded. Another seems to be a ship that capsized from some reason, turned over. Another ship is on fire, and you can see little people that are like half moving and burning in there. Another one seems to hit the rocks, and so on and so forth, and each one seems to be some form of disaster that could happen to a ship.
That's interesting.
Unsettling.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I just well,
Any of you
this
that's
is what
taking
we
a
were
look can give me a
expecting.
perception check. There is one thing that I want you to give me a perception check.
I technically can roll that.
I rolled pretty good.
Nice.
We all have to.
You can if you
'Cause
want.
I don't have perception.
I mean, you can always roll perception.
Shit, yeah.
Wait, am I the highest perception now with 9? Oh no. Oh no. I gotta put more points in it.
Your problem, not mine.
Yeah, our perception is kind of shite.
22?
Yeah, give me a second here. I like and then you get like a hair in your mouth or something, and then it's like stuck in there.
Ooh.
I just had to get it
I
out.
hate that so much.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
would dog hairs even work?
could have been cat. I have a cat in the house. Could have just been a person.
I got really...
You never know.
My dog hairs are really short.
Anyway, Rev, you can take note of something about these ships. All of them do seem to be merchant ships. They're not pirate ships. These are merchant ships, each one of these.
Interesting.
There does seem to be also a
agree.
number of spaces missing. It seems as though that of the 12 ships displayed here, there seems to be set up that were perhaps for about 20 of them. If you
Okay.
include the ship that's broken on the ground, that means that there are 7 that are not here. Now, granted, some of them could have not been filled, but certainly
Well,
a number are gone.
yeah. Well, theoretically, there's 6 that aren't there that's supposed to be there because there's one that was being made.
There were 6 empty bottles, I said.
Oh, 6 empty bottles.
Yes,
Oh,
in
I
the glass
understand.
blowing area.
Okay.
Mhm.
Let's see.
But I'm telling you, like, there are holes in this display. So, like,
Yeah.
it's not like the display has 6 empty slots at the bottom, or kind of something like that. It looks as that parts of the display were removed.
I will look at the bottles, and with my goggles, I will cast Identify.
Okay. Give me I think it's a spellcraft check with a +10 bonus, then?
Yeah. Oh wait, do you have to be? Ooh, wait. I don't think I can do this. I don't have a point in spellcraft. I don't think this counts as being trained. That's unfortunate. I guess I have to do that next level.
You can do it untrained with Identify. You just get rolled with a +10 intelligence.
You know what? I would consider that a fair ruling, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because the spell doesn't say you need to have it, it just gives you that. Does that include the +10?
Yep, everything included. 26. That's a pretty good check, actually.
It is a
Can I help him?
good check. Let me check something here.
Well, I theoretically should have been assisting you, but I think Revia is more likely to just activate these new little goggles she's got.
Yeah.
I think Jacob would just be like, if he notices you like really examining it, he would just peer over your shoulder like a weirdo,
Well,
but not say anything and get really close so you can feel the breath.
I don't touch it because I don't need to, and I feel like touching it might be bad.
You cannot tell.
Oh, I can't identify it.
Yes, because the DC is 15 plus caster level, I will let you know.
Oh shit.
So it's higher than
Jesus.
11th level caster.
Yeah, I can't identify it. These goggles don't seem to be working right.
Ooh, really? Why not? That's sad.
I don't know. I can't tell what it is. Can
Here,
you give it a go?
Do you mind if I? Yeah, absolutely. If you don't care.
I don't know. Can I give? I think you have to be attuned to like the item for 24 hours before you can use it, right?
It would tell you under the item if you have to.
Yeah.
I'll pull the item up. Boom, boom, boom. Treasure hunter goggles. Because if not, I'll toss them to Jacob.
Pathfinder's very liberal and it doesn't have a lot of items like that. Unlike 5e.
No, yeah, you.
I
I just hand you my goggles. You have to take off whatever you have in your eye slot if you haven't.
I don't have. I have a helm.
That's not an eye slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Then yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna snap them on almost like if I'm going swimming and can I hurt myself a little? Like, oh fuck. Then I'll start examining these things.
All right. You can. How many times a day can it do identify?
3 times.
So you can use a second time of identify with this.
Ooh.
Because you'd specifically be casting this. It's a separate person.
Yeah,
so
honestly,
roll
you should
a
probably keep the
spellcraft
goggles.
check
I thought you had eye slot.
with a +10 bonus.
Okay, so I have gloves of elven kind, which I think are competent. I know that's
There's a. Yeah, it would stack if it's a competency bonus. You're getting a +10 enhancement bonus.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what identify spells as enhancement bonus, not competence bonus. Yeah, so they are separate.
So. It's why you're gonna be able to identify basically everything in existence.
Is
that including the +10?
Yeah, I should have a 32, but I think I rolled a 4. I don't. No, it's not including +10.
So yeah, so it's a 10 higher, so it's 46.
You rolled a 14, you have normally a +22, but you had a +32 in this case. So yeah, so
Oh,
46.
yeah.
That identifies basically anything in existence.
Caster's baby.
You can tell that this is indeed what could be called a shipwreck in a bottle. The shipwreck in the bottle has a ability to be used on a ship which is being destroyed in order to seal it away. The creator of it seems to be able to remove treasures from said ship using the power of the bottle and something else, which you assume is another item related to the creation of these, but because you don't have that item, it's sort of like this weird blank in the knowledge you gain using the magic spell, you know. So, what it seems is Peg found a way to create these bottles, which was related to something else. And then you just somehow find ships that are going down and just capture them.
Like a Pokemon.
What about the people?
Literally.
Are they captured too? Are their souls stuck there?
You don't know.
Well, he did say earlier there was people on other ships that
there
were
are
like,
people that seemingly
on
in there.
fire.
So,
This sounds like a horrific item.
so this Rhea will kind of. I assume it's all been explained. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll explain everything, and I go, what if I... And I start scooping up the glass
I'll
pieces.
tell you something because you rolled very high. You do not think you could... You think what happens is, if the shipwreck in the bottle is broken, everything that's in there just turns to dust. As it is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you need a separate item to collect the treasure out of it?
Which might be able
Yes.
to do something with it otherwise. Also, from the information you've gathered, it's not impossible that you couldn't cause disasters and then capture a ship. Like, if you lured a ship into the rocks, you could capture the ship then.
So does it have to
if
be
we-
a natural disaster?
I'd assume so.
From the way it sounds like this ship has to be sinking and destroyed.
I think that's it. So, like, we could ram a ship and cause it to start sinking, and then we could capture it.
that probably
amazing.
wouldn't work
Oh.
because your ship would be too close to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
to be,
so
like,
we have to
big-
have some sort of distance. Okay.
Yes, there seems to be
You
like
can summon school of sharks.
It seems to be.
But I'm
It
trying-
seems because if you can tell the size of these ships are kind of like in here, but there is like it's capturing an area. So if you would
So
ram a
it
ship
might-
and start sinking it, getting into that position, you might be too close and be like caught in it.
I guess the use case for this might be useful. If like there's a ship that's a little too dangerous for us to fight head on, but we can lower it into a trap. We could cause it to crash, and then take the treasure all out of it. But we have to find the other item to do that. And then if we could take all the treasure out of it, that means we're basically getting free loot.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could break it. So afterwards, so what if their souls are trapped, we can at least free those theoretically. I don't know. I don't know how I feel
Oh,
about
well,
that. That seems a little
I,
fucked up.
I say
If
like
there's-
everything gets turned to dust, so I don't know. Like,
well, like I don't think you can turn a
Okay.
soul to dust. If you
Again, you
disintegrate
rolled a
someone,
46, so I'm going to tell you. You get a feeling that, like, the people that are probably in there at the time of capture are probably caught in, like, a stasis between life and death. They were dying, but hadn't quite died yet. If you break it open, they certainly will die. Everything in there turns to dust. They're currently not dead. Even those guys on fire on the fire ship, they're technically not dead.
That's great. I love it, dude.
oh,
Holy
that's
shit.
horrific.
So yeah, having been told all of this, Rio will just be like, well, I mean, you know, if we happen to stumble upon the wormwood sinking, why not just use this one?
That's sadistic. I like it.
we would have to find that item, but absolutely, yeah.
No, we just need this, right? We just need to use the ship and the bottle. We don't. Do you need the other item to activate the capturing, or just the bottle?
The other item seems to be related to it. The ship and the
Okay,
bottle is like a component of it all.
Okay, so I guess we should take all these bottles, right? Even the ones filled, because there might be treasure stuck in them. Who knows?
It seems
not only
like
that,
the
but, like, we
bottles
could clean them.
downstairs, you can tell were either incomplete or just, like, lost their magic because they weren't used. You're not sure.
So-
let me just
You
take
said there's
the-
7 empty bottles, right? Or
There was 6 of them downstairs.
okay,
And a broken
and those
one,
are
right?
not magical.
And the 6 that were downstairs had very little magic left to them. Again, whether or not they were incomplete, or their magic just faded over time. Because, especially this information, Jacub, you know, if there was like, if the core magic item required you creating magical bottles as part of it, then that core magic item might have been what would have sustained the magic in those bottles down there. So either, again, that could be why they don't have magic anymore, because they weren't used ever. And 30 years was long enough away from the normal item that their magic faded away.
So-
okay, I'm gonna write in the. Does Jacub know if these count as extra dimensional space?
I would imagine they would. 'cause
They
you're housed
do.
in-
That's a fucking good question because. All right.
Yes. They do count as extra dimensional spaces.
So do not put them
Thank
in a
you
bag
for
of
not
holding,
pissing the
guys.
gods off.
If we put them in a bag of holding, that would have been bad.
Yes.
That would have been a party kill.
So, we just carry.
One quick way to end the story.
Look at
Here you go.
That's how you torpedo a campaign.
Well, that's not the normal backpack.
Yeah, that works fine. We could put them in a normal backpack.
Yeah, we technically all might have normal backpacks as our kids.
They're glass.
So-
I don't know.
That's fine.
They're magical.
So-
They're a
so-
little harder than normal
Yeah.
ones.
Okay.
If we put them all next to each other, we put them in there gently, and then we carry the backpack instead of putting it on our back, and we carry it. You know what I mean?
Like-
Yeah.
Alright.
If you assume the one that fell may have been like one of the empty holes in like the top shelf, that might be
Yeah.
enough to, like, dropping it from like 5 feet up or so, hitting the right angle, certainly could break a bottle, even a magic
Like-
one.
If you you can carry glass like marinara jars together and not break them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is probably that.
It's,
Or like beer bottles together. So like it's not a
and
huge.
magic bottles are tougher than normal bottles, but they're still
Yeah.
bottles.
Yeah, they break under like certain forces really easily.
And certain angles because of physics of bottles.
Yeah.
So,
True.
So,
Chances,
but I guess
Go ahead.
we're level 9, right?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so I have make whole greater, and as people are like just goofing off and like collecting stuff, can I try to make whole one of the broken one, see if it'll restore the magical property?
Works and constructs.
Okay.
It says it restores the magical properties of the item if your cast level
Throw
is at
it
least
in the
equal
chat.
to the item.
Click on the spell and throw it in the chat. If it's on your speak sheet.
Oh, okay. Well, when I go on here, I just get make whole. I don't see make whole great.
Creator is usually under them on the same tab for some reason.
He just has full.
Because you have to like put. Greater is weird. Because I know at least on the PSF
Okay.
they're the same page.
What
are.
it says is Great Hole can fix destroyed magic items and restore the magic properties if your caster level is at least equal to that of the item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
Presumably not.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if these are artifacts, I imagine that's probably.
Although, if we keep this item, the broken shards around, when we get to higher level, we might be able to eventually fix it.
Yeah.
True.
Which
This is
those
transmutation with greater spell focus. I'm at least 11, so at least 4 more levels.
Well.
You can do it.
let's see. I will can you give us a handout, Tantus, called like artifact? So I can write in it?
Sure.
Or like the loose artifacts? Just so because I was gonna write them in my notes, but I think it's probably better. They're easier to access for everyone.
Legend artifacts. There you go.
Thank you, Tantus.
Yep.
So how many empty? We got 6 empty bottles, right? That may work.
Mm-hmm.
And how many filled bottles was it again?
A dozen. 12 shipwrecks.
12 shipwrecks, and then 1 broken bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need another. I know. And I guess we'll spend some time searching the rest of the house to see if there's anything.
Yeah.
If like the item's still here.
It is not, but you can,
Figure.
easily searching the chests, find a journal that seems to have been left behind.
Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Skim through it.
It seems to be the journal of Peg. She wrote down some stuff. It seems to be that she started the journal after everything began. The story she tells is that the cliff here at the lighthouse, once she was distraught and everything happened with her husband, she threw herself off the cliff. She somehow lived, and some form of power of the sea contacted her. Seemed to save her. Whatever this was, offered her something. A strange device with a strange glowing gem on it. An emerald that seemed to radiate a strange light on top of the device. It informed her that it could be used to bring a curse upon another. At first, she didn't really know what it meant, but she took it back with her, and it was soon after that she moved into the lighthouse, nearby to where she had seen the strange creature in the rocks below that had saved her from her attempted suicide. After a few months, she discovered that she could some of the strange abilities it had. She didn't quite describe the abilities, but eventually with experimenting, she says that she brought the death of her former husband. Her journal doesn't go into full details about what happened, but she was distraught over what happened. It seems as though the actual death was an accident, not something she intended. She describes her experiments in figuring out how to use it. And that's when her skill as a glass worker came to mind. It seems as though that she was able to use the item to enchant bottles she created to work along with it, and therefore she basically invented the shipwreck of the bottle using the strange artifact the mysterious sea force gave her. She begins to tell of her various tales on using it and using the strange powers that she began to see and manifest. She seemed to have a influence sometimes over the weather, and could oftentimes curse other ships. And she would combine that with her ability to basically capture ships. Of course, her crew were sworn secrecy. They were paid well. The entire witchcraft thing and the horrible ends seemed to fill many with regrets, but the money was enough to keep them quiet. Eventually, though, with a big stipend, she's able to settle down. The collection that was here seemed to be mostly removed of treasure, and the ships that are here seem to be marks of her victories. Some of her most lucrative values. From what you can tell, and from the words, the artifact which allowed her to create the bottles allowed her also to go inside the bottles. So effectively she could walk inside a moment and take things from it. So
okay.
You'd go in there and just, oh, hi, I can grab this chest. Oh, I'm going back out. You know, hi, I have a chest of gold now.
Well, I guess maybe we should like. Well, that means these ships have no value to us.
Or very little. Yes.
The nice display pieces are fucked up.
Yeah, but I feel like we should free the poor souls.
I mean, like, I don't know how.
I feel like as a cleric, I'm almost like
I'm going to tell you,
ordained
Jacob,
to like care about that.
this is something that's, I'm going to say, the choice is yours of what you want to say, depending on, think about your character. Certainly, destroying the bottles would free the souls. Claiming the artifact, especially because you got a 46, there might be a way to remove them from the bottles safely. The thing is, all these ships are in the process of basically being destroyed.
I fucking died.
It doesn't mean you couldn't save any souls, but it means probably those that you couldn't save would die horribly. So it's sort of like, I could save a few if you got them out, and the rest would die horribly, or I could just have them all just die. There would be no fanfare about it. They'd just be dead.
What does Jacob say?
This is a moral quandary for Jacob's character.
Yeah, it's a good question for him.
I think Jacob won't say anything now particularly, but he'll grab it and just kind of like pence over these bottles for a second, and we'll just stare out and see like if he can like get really close to the bottles, and maybe just hoping that something will give him an idea, and when he doesn't, he kind of chickens out and says the following. He'll say, well, I guess we can kill them all. Or, even for now, have a cool collection of souls, and then become even better people, I guess, maybe, by freeing some of these guys and dooming others. And then he'll trail off a little bit and go, you know what, no, wait. I think we should find the artifact, and he'll stop. Yes, we should find the artifact and free these people, and I'll be the greatest wizard ever. And he'll go back and say, yeah, that's exactly what he said. He just sounds really mad and...
Right.
Yeah, he sounds like a wizard.
Okay, fair enough.
But then he'll like actually explain like, hey, I guess we can probably free some of these guys, but I really just want to learn how to do that first before I decide.
What is a couple more months?
Yeah, like I'll tell you, you might not be able to learn how to make the shipwrecks in a bottle, but the artifact itself that she was using in conjunction with it might still be very useful. From what you can know, it could influence the weather and seemingly give curses to other ships.
Did she say right where she was going?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's the important bit, so we can hunt that down, I guess.
So, it seems as though the last entry she has is that she suspects that the town is... I suspect that the town might turn against me. A worker I had helped repair the tower when part of it collapsed away seemed to get a little close to one of the bottles. I'm worried that he saw something that he shouldn't have. He seems spooked. I'm going to make some plans to make a getaway. To try to find some safety somewhere else. I had a old place that my crew used to go to. Oh, that's what. Oh, that's right. Oh, not that one. I want. I'm trying to figure out which of these islands it was that I was going to have. Sorry. I forgot the name I had written down. So, it'll basically, here it is, Pater Pad Island.
Pater Pad Island.
It's south of Olo.
Okay, so that's what she...
It's a place my crew used to anchor outside of while we were looking for ships to use my abilities on. There's an old tower there. I could probably take control of it. It's long since abandoned.
Well, it seems we have a destination. I guess if you think we could save some of these people, they may be of use to us. I'm not partial to really saving them or freeing them too much. I mean,
I think if we free them, and now that sounds really selfish, but they can give us more information on where the plunder that they were given or went.
This lady took all their plunder.
Yeah, but they know her, right?
No.
No, they don't know her.
Yeah. She said she went to Pater Pad Island, so whatever she has is going to be there. So
Peter
I guess.
Pan
Yeah, if you feel
there
like
is a warning that she will write down. Something that seems to be a warning that she'll write down just in case you, as I put this into chat, is that it seems that the island is slightly cursed, and that's why she's she was smart enough to understand that the cursed part isn't always there. Spooked the crap out of her crew, especially when a second tower and a larger piece of island appeared once in a while. But she kept him away from it, except for apparently one guy went over there the one time and he never was seen from again.
Cut off on the last part.
Never saw again. One of the crew did end up wandering onto. So yeah, there does seem to be some kind of curse on the island. It's just not on the part she went to.
Does she label what part she went to?
The part that's normally there. She basically she mentioned that the other one basically ceases to exist occasionally and then comes back. She doesn't understand much about it, but it's weird.
Does she give any descriptor of, like, maybe where she's trying to land, so we could identify a spot, which will help us?
There was a little grotto which they could that seemed to have some relatively decent like trees and plant life growing in it.
We might see a house or something like that.
Yeah. There was some like basically shacks her crew had set up that if they needed like a little bit of relaxation and like to take care of some material, like it was the island could be a source of water and stuff like that. So while they were hanging around, they could have their ship anchored a little farther away, send some people on shore to take care of a few things, gather a few materials from the local little bit of jungle. The island is pretty rocky, but there is a small jungle on there with some supplies and stuff. And apparently the turtles that live there are delicious.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry,
I think we have an idea. I think we have an idea of what we're looking for. We're looking for some like coastal shacks, and those theoretically will be on the safe islands.
Mm-hmm. Would knowledge local help?
So, certainly you can head to Patter Pad Island. As the island itself is not a difficult journey to get to. It's just south of Olo, and you can quickly dispatch yourself there. The island's small. Certainly you can see that there is a small kind of cove on the one side. Your ship would not be able to fit in there, but certainly rowboats could go into there. Maybe like half a square mile of jungle. A bunch of little rock areas, and kind of a tower that seems to be... You think it's like half a tower? It's like when you like look at it, you're like, yeah, that tower is like oddly like split in a way.
Okay. That might be the cursed island.
She did describe it as the other part of the island reappeared.
The other part? Mm-hmm. So, like, the top half of the island?
Like, the island was probably a lot bigger at one point in time, and, like, something happened that caused it to, like, temporarily disappear out of reality and then come back occasionally for, like, a day or two.
That's insane.
You will not be able to find the reasoning behind that, but it's an interesting story for this island, honestly. And it's not going to happen while you're here. I'm not going to add another layer of craziness there. But you know that happens.
Well, I guess we probably, anchor the ship, and then we take a rowboat out to the shacks.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we might have to go to the tower. But, well, I guess we'll check the shacks first, right? Theoretically.
Yeah. The shacks seem relatively abandoned and weather-worn.
Oh, then.
Most of them are in bad shape. Certainly you can see as though people were definitely here at one point in time. And you can find evidence that Peg was here. In the one shack, you can see what looks to be a small glass-blowing setup. It doesn't seem complete. It seems as though she was attempting to put something together, but it didn't seem like there was enough materials here on the island to actually make something proper. You can see there's a small, like, one-mast, like what I could call a schooner? Like a ship that, one mast, small enough that it could probably crewed by one person, seems to have ran aground here in the area. Ship's deteriorated. Yes. It might be repairable, but certainly in pretty terrible shape. Kind of being run aground for long enough.
Yeah, it's not even worth repairing.
Yeah. So all evidence points to her having arrived here, at least at some point in time. But there does seem to be no sign of her.
The only other structure we really see on the island is the giant tower that's cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone opposed to going to this giant, mysterious tower that might be where she went to?
If anything, I encourage it.
Fucking wizards. Oh.
You like,
that's how
you
I
like
play
look
with
at
it
that,
too,
you're
okay,
like, that
but-
tower screams wizard. Like, it's just, part of it's like, when you hear, like, strange tower cut in half, and the island mysteriously disappears outside of reality occasionally, you're like, another wizard probably did it.
It's always
You know,
wizards doing this shit.
I look at it and I go, I've always wanted to visit a half missing tower.
I don't believe you.
As of 5 minutes ago, I've always have. It's the only thing I've ever wanted.
You're like Yaalkol, a child. Well,
Curious
Let's go.
and adventurous.
So, you'll head for the tower, and can make your way inside. The tower itself is in fairly good condition for being mysteriously cut in half. Like, if you look at it, it's like, it certainly is on, like, the cliff edge of, like, side of the island. And it looks as though it shouldn't be as stable as it is, which is another weird thing about it. It looks as though the staircase that exists at least allows you to get up to the 3rd floor. After that, the staircase, well, stops because it would have gone into the area of the tower that seems to be missing. Up on the 3rd floor, you'll find evidence of some kind of strange machine.
you want to run to break real quick?
I was finishing up pretty quickly here, so this was almost done, actually. That's why I was trying to finish up. If you want to do break first, we can just do the
Yeah,
this
yeah,
at
yeah.
the end.
Yeah, break real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine then. Okay, because that's why I was just trying to finish up where we were at. But we'll take a break here, snack, drink, bathroom break, and we'll be back in a minute then. And we'll just finish up then.
Oh, Fall Guys. Emote.
Do you and your Fall Guys emote?
I like Fall Guys, right?
That's fine.
I've
Do you
not
have
played
Fall
it yet.
Guys?
I have it on Epic. I've not played it yet.
It's a decent enough game. I own it.
But I like.
I mean, it's
mod-
free now, so I mean, like, that helps.
That's why I downloaded.
Well, yeah, it was having a dying player base, so it was running into some problems.
Hey, you know, whatever. Anyway, hi, welcome back. So, where we left off, before we had to, like, you know, take our break here, I was saying that up on the 3rd floor of the tower, you will discover there seems to be part of a strange machine. You're not quite sure the nature of the machine, but it looks as though, certainly similar to the tower, it is in parts. But what seems to be an emaciated, almost mummified corpse seems to be attached to this part of the machine.
Mummified corpse attached to the machine?
Yes.
Okay, use the ring.
I don't have the ring on, so I can't.
I mean, the entire corpse seems to be there, I would say. This doesn't seem to be at the place where it splits in half. At the very least.
I think
Is
you
it
technically
magical?
Given the ring to, you could have technically given the ring to Rhea since he is a doctor.
Do you want the ring, Momo?
I don't have any other rings.
Good. All right, you can take it. I don't need it.
I gotta look up what this fucking ring does.
I'll link it. I'm linking.
Fire. Yeah, what is this stand for?
Probably not helpful at the moment.
I think because I can try to determine how it died, right?
Yeah.
With a heal check.
Yeah.
Like, try to determine how it died.
Sure. Make a heal check.
+5 to this.
If you don't have any other competency bonuses,
I don't think.
if you have gloves of the healer, you might.
I don't have gloves of healer. I only have a surgery vest, which only counts to very specific things.
Cool. Then yeah.
I'm just going through and making sure I don't have anything stacking.
If you touch the creature, you can also get the manner of which they died.
I was gonna say, like, does it look like he was like murdered to death or just died of old age?
They look attached to the machine.
Okay, I need to take out this plus here and just have this plus instead. There we go. Because one of my pluses were not applicable. I don't know why it was. Anyways, he'll check.
Okay.
20.
All right. You'll take a look at this body, and there actually seems to be virtually no signs of how it could have died. There seems to be no external injuries. Nothing that screams it. It could have been some kind of maybe disease that would have been internally inside the body. Certainly that could have happened. You would not see any signs of something like a heart attack or some other kind of major thing that could have killed someone. Just by looking at the body, unfortunately.
Okay, I won't use the standard action because I'm pretty sure that this fucking book does not give any of this information for this random dead guy you probably made up.
You can tell, though, this is a woman.
Okay.
This is probably the woman we were looking
If I use my standard action, can I get name?
yeah.
Lets me standard
Once
action.
per day. Yeah.
Name, gender, race, professional role, and as well as the manner of this creature's death. We've already determined that's...
Is that what the item allows you to do?
Yeah, that's what the standard action of the item.
Okay, so you will use the item on here to, like, basically judge everything as you can from this. This is Peg. Certainly pirate, and glassmaker. The ring registers as her as not dead.
Well, I'll turn. Well, okay. Good news, this is Peg. Bad news, she's not dead.
I'm gonna yell at Yaalkol to
You
punch
alive in there?
Don't. No.
What?
Hey,
I thought when I was
hate those things.
hiring, if she,
Creepy.
I thought when I was hiring a wizard, I was gonna get someone like Nat, smart, patient, maybe drink some dead people's blood occasionally, but like not someone promoting the insanity that is Yaalkol sometimes.
Oh,
That's
I
my
mean-
job.
You know, like, I think I might have spent too much time reading books of fantasy. So, sorry.
Well, I mean, you were gonna give my job to some random doctor you found on an island, but,
No, you're the doctor for the ship, Rio.
Yeah, you have
Our
to stay on the
doctor.
ship with us. That's gonna be a guy for the island. He's gonna help the people who's on the island. You're gonna stay with us on the seas. The actual important stuff is happening.
Well, look, when you retire,
he'll be dead by then. He's
like 80.
60 or something. I don't know.
And honestly, we could just kick him out.
Who cares? Like, I don't
Like,
care.
really? We don't even like him.
I just wanted the doctor there because I know that people want doctors around when they're on islands. It's just like
We're on
it
the same
makes
page.
people come. I don't give a crap about him, you know?
Listen, Rio, you weren't there, but we were plotting to kill him on the sea, but we chose not
he
to.
barely survived it when we encountered him last time. Like, you saw
Misty's the
time
only
that I
reason we
knocked
didn't.
over a person's house. I'll do that to him. I don't care.
Remember the halflings? Good times. No, wait, we haven't done that yet. It was just, it was you were enlarged.
Tradition.
You
like
were
that.
enlarged to the
What are we
house
doing?
was like a halfling size.
What are we doing about this problem?
Excuse me. Who are you?
Oh,
Is she speaking?
Hello.
There's a voice coming from somewhere.
Hello.
The body doesn't seem to be moving at all.
Can I
It still
cast
seems
detect
mummified
magic?
in there. Yeah. The weird mechanical device seems to have some kind of magic radiating from it.
I'm looking at this, and it's like, it's
So,
insanity. Dude.
What's going on
Hi.
here?
Hello,
Yeah.
individual.
Hi. Who are you?
I'm Captain Yaalkol.
Hi.
And
I'm
this is my
Peg.
crew.
Former captain. Peg. I
Hey,
think.
Peg.
Look,
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
You know, we were fans of your work.
Yeah. Seekers of your tale.
oh. What about my work?
You know, the really cool
We
bottles.
found it.
So,
Oh yeah. Sorry. Some things
Are you-
happened, and I've not been quite myself lately.
Are
Yeah.
you trapped in that machine? I yell unceremoniously.
Yeah. Sorry, talking to you reminds me more of what happened. When I'm sitting here and existing here, I'm only myself occasionally. You see, hard to explain, but when I came here, things weren't great, and I tried to use this machine I found. I can't quite remember why, but I thought I could get it to use for something. Unfortunately, I didn't realize the same problem with the island is with the machine too. I think my friend who's here but not here, he was the one that fiddled around with stuff and caused all the shenanigans. So I basically try to use a broken thing for whatever I was doing, and I kind of feel like I'm broken.
Do you wanna like get freed of this whole mess?
Well, occasionally a few days a year I'm whole. Like, actually whole. And, it seems as though I haven't gone crazy like he did, because, I'm not quite there. Keeps me sane. I don't know. I live somewhat, but not. It's a hard thing to say whether it would be better off outside of here or not. I might be too old, honestly.
Well, if you're satisfied with it, we'll leave you as is.
That's a tough question that I don't have an answer for, kid.
We can come back at some other point to check in on you, but we were kind of looking for that.
Honestly, give me another, couple of decades, and maybe I'll have a decision then.
Do you think
I'll try to
you
remember to
know?
come back.
You know
But
what? In a couple of
We're look-
decades, we'll come back and ask you again. In the meantime, we'll look at you, Revia.
we're looking for that artifact that you got, the one that let you utilize those ships and bottles, the shipwrecks and bottles. You got that still around here?
Why would you be looking for that thing?
Well, we're a bit of treasure hunters.
The thing's cursed, I tell you. It gave me a
Well,
lot of strength, but I feel like it twisted my soul. My time here, certainly it's about my mind that it wanders, and it takes a while for me to get back into it. As soon as you leave and the quiet comes back, I'm sure I'll settle back down into whatever it is that I'm in when I'm on my own, in apart, when things are in half.
Well, I think
But- It got me away from that thing, and that twisted god.
we kind of want to use it to our wizard here thinks that we could save some of the people that are getting permanently cycled and murdered or whatever happens inside those bottles.
You might be able to. Certainly you could free them from the bottles. I never thought to. Not... You say it now, and it makes more sense. I think it was another result of having that thing for so long. It twists my sensibilities. Deadens me to the things I did.
I mean, I don't feel bad that you're what you are, but I think if anything, I'm more curious to figure out what it did to you and how I can help those people, I think. So, do you know exactly once you had those items, what you did to make the ships go in the bottle?
Honestly, there's parts of it that I probably couldn't help you with. As much as I'm less jumbled, I'm still pretty jumbled, and I don't know if I can come back while things ain't coming back, if you know what I mean. I got more senses back, but there's still big holes in everything. I know I made the bottles somehow. I think it was an accident. When I killed my husband, I got an idea for some things related to the artifact, to the lantern. It was... I used one of its powers in a weird way, and I combined that with my abilities to craft bottles, and some of my own natural magical abilities I had not quite well developed, supplemented by the dark gifts of that Cyclopsian fool. That one-eyed beast.
Cyclopsian?
I don't know if it's actually one of them giants, but it was some kind of one-eyed sea beast. Something that was both there and not there. Shadow and monster that rescued me that day. I'm assuming you got here because you found my... writings? Is that the word for it?
Your journal.
Yeah. Look, when I tried to kill myself, some kind of shadowy thing with one eye came out of the sea and saved me. It gave me a little piece of its power and gave me that item. I think anybody could use that item without the power and all. I think it helped me unlock more things for it, having part of whatever his strength was. But still, it was something strange and strong.
Are you okay with us taking it?
In my current state, part of me worries about it going out of this place. Going someplace far away. But I think I was done with it when I came here. I think after everything was done, a little bit of that curse was finally lifted. Maybe that shadow's power had waned over me just a little less. I can't say for sure what really happened to me or my mind, but I buried it. Should be at the campsite. Should give you a description of a location and be like, you can still find it there. That lantern. It glows with that green light. That gem in the center, which always seems to give off an eerie light. There's something not right about it. There's never anything right about it.
I guess. Thanks. We'll come back in a couple decades to see if you want us to end you in that whole situation you're in.
Hi.
I guess.
Yaalkol will just shrug and walk
we
off.
just walk out. I mean, if she doesn't want to fight, I don't want to fight.
Yaalkol says while walking.
You get the
out.
feeling the voice is coming from the machine, like she tried to do something and hooked herself up to it, and probably because half the machine is like in another plane of existence, it didn't go well.
You know,
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't. I have no idea. Yeah, I have
You get
no
the
idea how to
feeling
help
wherever
her.
magic powers came from, it wasn't intelligence-based.
Yeah. It probably wasn't wisdom either.
Very
devil
charisma-based.
Nice.
Yeah, because this sounds like something a charisma character would get themselves into.
Yeah.
Because they got neither the wit or int to not piece together that hooking yourself up to a machine is smart.
She might have some kind of like abyssal sorcery powers or something, and made a connection with some
fine.
kind of one-eyed fish monster, that gave her sorcerer powers. Then she,
Who doesn't have weird powers from the ocean, right?
Who doesn't have weird?
I look to Rio. You got any idea about the shadow situation?
Knowledge religion if you want to roll on that one.
Well, you just, you're filled with shadow. You put that cloak on sometimes.
You got one, and then points to your shadow.
Oh, okay, Rio. Thank you.
They got you there.
Yeah. I guess Rio did.
Nothing weird about my shadows. Thank you.
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know anything.
I'm not gonna roll for my own knowledge religion. I have a 0.
Yeah, so yeah, certainly whatever this thing was, it did have an influence on her, and it seemed to be what she gave her this. You're not sure if it was more like an actual direct give, or told her where to find it. Thing is, it's hard to get answers from a soul which is trapped partially in a machine that's partially in another dimension, whose physical body is barely attached to it and like has just sort of self-mummified.
It's really like not our problem.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is,
I asked if she wanted us to kill her.
Well, she's like,
she said no.
She's like, I'm not dead, but I'm not really alive either. I'm pretty sure I die if I'm unhooked from this machine. I don't know if I want to die.
Well, I asked her.
I know,
like if she doesn't want to die, I'm not gonna kill her.
Yeah,
right?
it's like that weird thing of like, I don't really want to die, but like I don't know what kind of existence this is. I think I'm good a couple of times a year when this like place occasionally comes back together.
Yeah, we'll come back in a couple decades, see what's up.
Yeah.
As we're walking out, I say to you, Revia, you're probably gonna have to be the one to come check on her. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be dead in a couple decades.
I certainly don't care enough to come check on her.
I mean, if I don't die in 10 years, then I don't want to be here.
That's so sad. I thought wizards are like the ones with like long planned ambitions. Is like the storybooks wrong? Are you guys just like
Well, you know what they say: live young, leave behind a beautiful corpse.
I mean, have you ever read those stories? Most of those guys go insane, become horrible monsters, and then get murdered by adventurers.
I actually
No.
don't know if my people change when we get older.
Maybe.
The oldest people I've ever seen, the person I ever saw was my dad, so I don't know if I just get bigger or whatever.
I'm pretty sure you become adult size and you grow
So
wings.
you can certainly go and dig up what she was talking about. There's a
Nice.
strange lantern made of a kind of greenish black rock. It seems to have like a apparatus with a like a glowing, almost green gem in the center that gives off an eerie light. On the very top of it, kind of emblazoned almost in a decorative position, is a small emerald.
Hey, Mr. Jacub. Wanna use those goggles
Dr.
again?
Jacub.
I will never call you doctor. That's for real. only.
I'm a doctor. You're not.
Dr. Ria. Anyway,
I'm a
can
doctor of math, okay? You don't even know.
I don't believe that's a thing.
What school?
Sorry, I meant math.
Adds up. Can you identify this before we start touching it and moving it around? Feel like
What's the worst that could happen from touching it?
I don't know. We get horribly cursed by some one-eyed fish shadow monster.
What's one more curse?
I
Well,
thought you just
listen,
asked
all
me
right.
if you want to touch it
Just
first.
because you have a curse doesn't mean everyone else wants a curse.
You
Besides the
also have a
dress I'm
curse.
wearing.
You also have a curse.
I'm thinking of
But this
taking
is consensual cursing.
It is consensual curse.
I'm thinking we take up the mantle of the oceans problem and start hucking everything overboard because we're getting way too many cursed items, and I think keeping them all on ship isn't helping. If we just start hucking off board, they'll
You
probably
do realize,
stop.
Yaalkol, everything we're tracking down is horribly cursed right now.
Yeah, I do realize that.
So,
You
Jacob,
do?
you wanna identify this for us?
Yes. And I would also like to ask, maybe when we get back, if you guys can explain to me how many cursed items there are on the ship.
Well,
Only
I mean-
this one.
I got a compass from death, so
Well, does that include the plus 10?
It does.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. Then you will know this is the Lantern of the Deep Shadow.
Oh,
Sounds like Rio's item.
You do not know, even with that check, you cannot read the exact details of this, but you get a sense of what it is. It is a fraction of an ancient god's power, encased in a holder. A leftover of an ancient time.
Hey, it's horrifying.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So you're
whisper.
pretty sure the weird gem
Power
inside
of
is...
unlimited.
Yeah, there's like part of some kind of god's power that probably was pretty evil left over in that gem, and there seems to be also kind of holder for it.
You know, guys, I'm kind of I'm rethinking taking this one.
I think
we just smash
Put it on the ship.
You know, I heard ships, like all great ships, have like one lantern in their mast to kind of signal things to other ships. This could be that.
So, like, what does this thing do?
You get a sense of a couple of things. You probably could control weather. Except it always makes the weather worse.
Makes sense.
That's actually not bad for us, right?
You can
if we're getting
also
chased.
bring a horrible curse upon another ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
then put it in a bottle.
Well, that you don't know how to do.
Yeah, we don't know how to do that one
The
yet.
curse may perhaps combine with a horrible storm would ensure most average ships would meet their end.
Fair enough.
You know, you get the assumption like it would be like, hey, your average ship, if it's cursed, it may be perhaps the people that are sailing it have worse luck or you know, have more trouble doing so. Oh, hey, the weather turns bad. Shit happens. We're not as ready for it. Hey, we all die. There's probably more to this, but like, that's the things
negatives.
that. Well.
Do you know what happens if we curse an enemy ship? Do we get cursed too? Like,
you get the feeling that those that use the curse must face a curse themselves.
Okay.
And,
well, listen. If you guys want to use it, you can, but I ain't touching it.
Those that bring forth clouds must face their own minds be clouded.
Listen. That item sounds way more horrifying than this dress.
No.
Okay.
It is certainly more evil than this
just take
dress.
it to hide it.
Rio just picks the lantern up. The lantern. Rio will kind of start moving it slightly closer to Revia. Like, ooh, spooky.
When you do that,
It's not just a lantern. It's horribly cursed.
Yaalkol will actually go.
You know, look, if you
Nice, Rio.
look, you guys can. I'm okay with you guys using it, but listen, just know I won't ever be using it.
In game terms, I will tell you what it is that if you have a controlled weather effect, that is always the most intensified version of the control weather, and it is much faster of effect. So it's sort of like you could use control weather, and it would summon like a hurricane very quickly.
You've just given two characters I play hurricane powers. I hope you're
It's more than just hurricane powers, okay? The hurricane was the example. But
so
once you do that, it would also possibly drive you temporary insane. You'd have to make
that's fine.
Yeah.
Insane.
As the, you know, kind of like the insanity spell, but, you know, and then the other one is you can create basically a greater curse that's directly upon a ship, similar to a curse spell, but specifically for the ship. But then you also have to face a backlash of a similar curse upon yourself.
Okay.
And the stipulation is the curse will end if you would be able to use magic on it, or when the ship sinks, the curse ends on you. So it's sort of like it encourages you to cause a lot of murder.
Wait, so is that why when we look into the bottle, it looks like these people are always dying because they'd never sunk, but they're stuck in an alternate plane and
Yes.
therefore still
She
always subject to this curse
basically-
forever?
Well, she basically used that to put her curses in suspense because she didn't quite.
So wait, she was like permanently insane.
Yes.
Not everyone can make a 47 spellcraft check, right?
Yeah, she certainly couldn't. And so she didn't know how to, like, undo the curses, so she
That's
figured out
funny.
that if, by accident, she kind of figured out that, like, when the part about, you know, undoing the curse when they get stuck in the bottle. The curse would basically put into, like, a suspended animation similar to the people in the bottle.
Okay.
Because otherwise, you sink a ship, and it's really hard to raid a ship when it's on the bottom of the sea.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
The
I
insanity
guess
part,
this.
she was just kind of crazy and never got over it. When she was here alone on the island for a period of time, eventually she rolled a nat 20, basically, when she had an opportunity that came up for something that helped her regain a level of sanity. It probably wasn't complete, because, you know, she hooked herself up to a weird machine.
Yeah, that.
Well, so I'm thinking about this. So is the control weather, is it like following us, or
You choose to
Is
use
it
the...
like-
You have to use the lantern.
okay?
Not actively.
Similarly...
No, I know, but when we is it because it's a 2-mile radius, which for control weather, which isn't
Oh, I'm sorry.
necessarily
It's a much
great.
bigger radius, too.
okay because like 2 miles on a ship,
Isn't
Takes
that
a
big.
little bit of
No,
time.
No,
But it's not that big of
It
a-
is a
So,
50-mile
I-
radius.
so this is like kind of useful for that, I guess, because I'm like the best goddamn captain in the world, so I can navigate us through most bad weather, but it's still kind of dangerous.
It'll be
Yes,
fine.
it has its dangers. You can
Will
create
it
very
ever get used? Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, I will let someone else
You-
take that on their
And the
characters.
thing is, you think you could use it because in conjunction with the ships to like free them. The person that would open the you feel like the use of it with the bottles, because you did look into the bottles, is whoever holds the lantern can basically open up the apparatus where the gem is and use it to walk into the bottles. But the disadvantage of getting in there is you expose yourself to the dark magics of a dead god. A dead, really evil sea god.
No, maybe we just break over the bottles.
That's if you try to go inside the bottles.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you think you could probably dispel the bottles with no ill effects, because honestly, the ill effects were already upon her for the entire thing with the bottles. So the ill effects
okay.
part of that
So-
is already gone. So
you can try to save some of these people.
You could.
Yeah.
Hurt them.
But again, you're summoning them in the status they were in, which is in the
Can we
middle
summon
of
them on
death.
land?
Probably not, because they were.
Summon
at
back.
It'd have to be in water.
Why about a lake?
You could try a lake, honestly.
Well, because that's a lot safer, right? Is my
I'm
idea.
gonna say probably they would have to be
Has to be
summoned
ocean.
in the sea, kind of like in an
Yeah.
area similar to where they were taken from.
So probably open water then, completely. Okay. Well,
Yeah. Well, I've already
wanna
put it
try-
on the character sheet, so
I'm cool with that. Do you want to try to save these people or what?
that's up to you guys.
I mean, like, I don't want to sell my soul, but like, I feel
What?
like
I
if
don't
someone
care
sells
one
your
way or the other.
soul to enough bad things, it'd be fine.
Hey, guys, do you mind if we end here? I'm really sorry for having us end early.
If you need to end early, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can do the. I didn't. I knew this was going to be a little longer than the ocular. It did take a little longer than I wanted, but the ocular one was going to be a little quicker of a story, a little simpler. So we can do that next time, certainly.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, you've gained the Lantern of the Deep Shadow, which is the item that was combined to help create the Shipwrecks in a bottle. Which contains a fraction of a dead sea god. I would say out of the game, it is technically, because there was a bunch of them in here, a dead sea god that was of the Cyclops civilization, since the one eye. Yeah. And they were very evil. But none of you identified that, so it's just a dead sea god right now. But, you know, maybe Nat will figure that out and let you know. That sounds like something horribly Cyclopsian. And, you know, they had an entire, you know, civilization around here. So, could have made sense. Anyway, so thanks for joining us, everyone. It was another little bit of a shorter one, but, you know, things come up with our players and stuff. So, you know, if we need to end early, we end early. We should be back next week, and we'll do the ocular... I can't remember the full name of it, because I'd have to open this document again and look through it.
Ocular of Doom.
The, it's at the bottom, isn't it? The oculars, or auricular spyglass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ocular spyglass.
Yeah, it's auricular, I think, or something.
Auricular.
Auricular.
Yeah.
I don't know what that word means.
Word.
It's on this island, really near to the island of Empty Eyes. So if I switch this
Auricular.
not fixed video on this map mode, it's like over here, where I'm pinging it. Yeah, I forgot to fix everybody's video on the map mode, but whatever, it's fine. I was just on the main menu for here. We didn't need a map.
Auricular would mean like an oracle, but...
Yes, because it's a...
Oh, oracle.
It's also a
Auricular.
oracular, technically.
Yeah, it's a raccoon.
Ah!
Yeah, because the entire thing is it's supposed to predict the your future or your past. Like, you can look at your death or your birth.
I don't really want to see my death.
Well, you can see your birth.
Right? Because we don't know how... I might die horribly next, you know, combat. Who knows?
It's very funny.
Anyway. But,
I mean, we have enough money to resume, I guess, right?
Let's give shout-outs. I think Erik wandered off, so we'll just,
Erik had to go do things.
you know, he had to do some things, so we'll let, you know, he'll probably enter when we're done. Chrestian, do you have anything to shout out, here?
I'm sorry, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, kind of broke up. No, I just want to say thanks for joining us and playing. I had a blast, and I feel like I'm taking Jacub in a different direction than I thought I was. But I'm having a lot of fun playing someone who's kind of smart, but also has no wisdom, so just does things that are ridiculous.
Look, I think it's that thing of, like, when we come up with a character, especially for one like game, because it takes you a few sessions to start getting into that thing, and you kind of came in right at the end of the last season, so this is, like, your opportunity to start, like, you're getting your opportunities to build, like, what the character means, so that's good. Momo.
Hi, I'm Momo, your friendly neighborhood, insane person, I guess.
I mean,
yeah.
aren't we all?
You can catch me here, during Children of Wrath, and discussing tabletop, both of which I mostly exist for, sometimes even speak during.
So, anything shout out?
No, nothing really. I'm chilling.
Okay.
Going to school soon.
Tentus Nav and Dracovin. Tomorrow morning, I am currently not doing anything. I was originally thinking about getting a stream in, but I have to do something family related to help out stuff. So, I might still get a stream in, depending on it, but I don't want to interfere with Children of Wrath too much, so I'll see what my timing is. You know, like, if I got some time, I might. I'll do some Final Fantasy. Otherwise, Final Fantasy 12 on Friday for morning streams. Tomorrow evening should be Children of Wrath. We should be on time. We're getting close to the finale. I've been telling you, we are certainly very close now. Within a month's time of sessions, it sounds like, maybe, give or take a little bit. I'd say at most, it's like 4 to 8 sessions, and that's giving the fact that they're horribly distracted 99% of the time and are very slow at things a handle.
Yeah.
That's giving that to them. You know, that they
Only
might be
so
slow
much
at stuff.
Only so much I can do to keep them on track. Someone sees a squirrel in a tree and they start Squirrel Wars.
And then, Saturday discussing tabletop, where I already have a topic for this week because I learned about it.
Oh no.
Oh boy, did I learn about something that Wizards did. Magic the Gathering related.
Oh god, not again.
Oh, hey.
Always terrible.
I'll just give this little summary of it. The current unsets, if you're familiar with the silver-bordered ones, they're no longer going to be silver-bordered, they're black-bordered now, so you can't tell the difference.
I saw that, yeah.
Also, stickers.
Yep.
stickers in Magic the Gathering,
Tune in. To
which
your,
could be legal in most tournaments.
you can tune in for that Saturday where you can listen to two old people complain.
This will really be an old person
Boomer.
complaint booth. Oh,
Boomer.
look. I can only take stupid mechanics so much, and they already have plenty of those.
Oh god, yeah.
It's Wizards of the Coast. What did you expect? Something smart?
Yeah,
Something that doesn't scream, give me
Wizards-
more money.
Wizards are intelligence based, so I do expect them to be smart.
Yeah.
No, but these are coastal wizards. They're obviously strength based.
Look, they could have hung out with the
Spirit
Paizo people, which are smart wizards, but they chose not to.
Yeah.
Nope, they're not. Paizo makes actually really interesting game systems. D&D makes really easy to play game systems.
Yes, or not Magic. Magic is not easy to play. They've
Oh,
been
God.
But I don't even know how, dude. I tried to learn how to play Magic in high school, and I was like, nope, I'm done. It's too much.
well,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
you really need, like, unfortunately, like,
You need a fucking degree
it's
in Magic.
you need to, like, tone in things very quickly, because there is very easy ways to learn Magic, but the problem is that when you start going into the extended, it's got 30 years. 30 years, there's a lot of keywords and special abilities that have been added that layer things. You almost have to learn, like, the core, like, there's, like, a core probably 10, maybe you only really have to know in the basic concepts. And after that, you can learn all the rest of it. Though they're trying to make that more insane now, but anyway, I digress. So that's discussing tabletop. Yep, that's the basic schedule for now. Expect more fantasy, and honestly, I at least have another session of Wrath of the Righteous with me, because honestly, I didn't have a terrible time with the Crusade. I just don't know where to go, because I killed a bunch of demon armies, and there's like a horrible skeleton army that I tried fighting once that killed me like in one shot. That's like 7th level, and I'm 4th or 5th, and there's nothing else to fight, and I'm confused. Anyway, I'll figure it out.
You spend some time and you travel on the map with your party.
Yeah, so
and
I've been
then
trying
you
to.
just
I've been switching between
Yeah.
them. Like, so every day I like send my party to some place to explore everything, and then switch over like when the day goes to the Crusade. And I'm like, well, now the Crusade can't do anything, so I guess the party just has to spend a few days fucking around and like finding out where something is. I think I have to go to the Hell Knights or something. I know where they're at. So yeah, I'll do some more. It scared me a little bit, but hasn't enough yet.
It's a lot harder to fail than the kingdom system.
That's true. But it still screams to me Kingmaker, and I'm just getting those flashbacks to the final chapter every time.
Oh, no.
Those flashbacks just keep hitting me. Trauma. Anyway, bye for now, folks. Farewell. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.